All right, man in boxing, Blair Cobbs. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
All right, man, it's a rumor going out there that the Boxing Voice is reporting it. If it ain't them, I apologize. It's a rumor. I don't know nothing about it. I just don't speak on it. That Blair Cobb could be fighting Conor Benn in Florida. Now, I think Conor Benn still under some type of investigation for drug tests, for failed drug tests. Now, he might go to Florida and come and seek a boxing license there and start to rebrand himself there. And the average person around the world, especially where the world is going financially, can't afford to miss a check. You know, we talked about professional athletes in America. They can't afford to miss a check. They can't even hold out for better contracts. So y'all live in this fantasy land where this dude made $50 million this year. It's a lot of times, you know, the key to financial freedom is knowing how to manage money. And knowing where, you know, that's the first thing you gotta do is how to manage it, save it, invest it, but how to really manage it and allocate it where you need to be at, you know. And once you could do that, you can learn to save it. Once you learn to save it, then you can learn to invest it. Now, you got some people who don't believe in saving paper money. They believe in saving assets. Silver, gold, precious metals, tying stuff up into, you know, tying money up in houses they can, you know, liquidate if they need the cash real quick. So, you know, it's just different things. I haven't nowhere near mastered it yet, but hopefully I can. So, yeah, he can't afford to miss no check, bruh. His day no 401ks or pensions in boxing. His dad, you know, he probably okay. But, you know, he got a family to feed. So, he got to fight. They going to drag this shit out. Go somewhere else and get a license. Say, fuck the UK. But the thing about it is, he got to be successful when you do it, though. Because you ain't successful when you get your tushy beat down, and then you're going to need to run back to the UK. You defied them, went around the British Board of Box Control, and then went to go fight in Florida. Then they just going to make your penalty that much severe. So when he come to America, he got to rebrand himself, to be honest, because his daddy wasn't really known over here. So he got to rebrand himself in America. And if it's a performance and his drop off, his physique, it's going to get exposed real quick. He failed a drug test over here, that's the end of his career. End his reputation and everything. So you got to think about everything that's on the line for him. You know, instead of battling back and forth with them, spending money on lawyers and all that type shit. I think Victor Conte explained where all he had to do, you know, he's trying to fight, prove his innocence or whatever. It don't matter when you pop it for a drug test, even if it's reasonable, if it's justified, people still gonna look at you as a drug cheat. So you can't get into, especially being a man, you can't even get into public perception in today's day and age. Oh, you know, you can have a, you know, one bad moment, one bad second, one bad instance can ruin your reputation for a lifetime. Especially with cameras and shit around. That saying been around a long time before everybody had a camera on their phone and stuff. So one instant can mess your reputation up. One bad night, one drink, or one being high can destroy your reputation. And the very same people who are judging you on a reputation has done the same thing or did things that's worse than that shit. That's how I look at the world. You know what I'm saying? You know, nigga laugh at you, clown you if a girl exposed you on her DM, and that's fine. But niggas done did a lot worse. That's how I look at it. It is what it is. You just gotta keep it moving. We always as men are always gonna be if we under attack. I can't say another way. Especially if you black in America, you under attack, bro. I can't say nothing else about that. You under attack. And they winning. You know, like it or not, a lot of these men are checking out of here, bro. They quitting. They catch my drip. And they winning, bro. You know, we don't got our women to lean on. We don't have nobody to lean on. It's crazy. But your reputation could be gone just like that. Especially in today's days and age. So you got to think about who you got surrounding you, who you got there, who you can depend on, who gonna put you in a messed up situation. You know, I had to learn all that, and I was fortunate enough to kind of make it out in the sky. I used to roll some grimy ass ninjas, bro. And one day I just said, you know what, dog? One day I just said, you know what, man, enough is enough. I had to cut them ties, bro. I had to cut them ties, bro. And I don't even let people really get too close to me at all. You know, even that women you deal with, you keep that degree of separation. You know, you keep a nice degree of separation. Because everything they know about you, they're going to use against you when it go left. So for Conor Benn, you know, it is what it is. You know, you can build your reputation with people. It's kind of like a foot, you know, I won't say it's kind of like a chapter of your life. You went on to do great things. But if he go out here and underperform versus Blair Cobb and lose or don't look the same, got the same ferocity and a drug test, then, you know, that's just going to, you know, justify or reassure everybody that, or, you know, tell everybody that he actually did pop hot. Look how different he looked physically. Oh, he not the same. His power gone, his speed gone. He looked pedestrian. That's what you're going to get. So his reputation on the line. And if you fail a drug test going into a potential Blair Cobb fight, it's over with. Or your physical performance drop off and you lose to Blair Cobb and you don't look remotely the same and y'all drug tested, or if you didn't drug test, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So, you know, and when you take steroids, whatever, and you get off of them, this is why they tell you not to get on T boosters. And it's hard to get testosterone from the doctor. That shit damn near impossible for a lot of dudes. Probably like cancer patients and leukemia patients probably able to get that shit. But it is ways to naturally boost your testosterone without losing T builders and shit. But they tell you lose testosterone builders and shit, and you try to get off of them, it's hard to snap back. Same way with roids. You get off of them, they do more harm than help. So building your structure back up, it take a long time. Then you suffering it. And that's what roids really for. You know, a lot of steroids, you know, they kind of showed in Rocky IV, it was for power, but it's really for when you work out, you tearing the muscle down. And what builds the muscle up is the recovery process. You know, what you put in your body is the proteins and, you know, aminos that you put in your body to rebuild that muscle so it can rebuild stronger and better. It's like, you know, the lizard character from Spider-Man. You know, when his arm or something got cut off, it grew back better, stronger, and better. That's how your muscle works. So, you know, now your body was relying on something and now it's not there. It's like, now you start suffering injuries. Now you got to just take it easy. But as far as the overall matchup, I kind of like it. You probably seen what happened with Blair Cobb and Alexa Rocha. He probably like, yeah, I can mimic that. That's exactly what he's saying. He said, yeah, I can mimic that. That's exactly what he's saying. He said, yeah, I can mimic that. I can reenact that. I can do that. That's what he's saying. He can't take my powers. You know, he got a name, Blair Cobb, a free agent. Golden Boy didn't. I guess he said they didn't give him a respectable offer. The PBC wasn't interested, maybe, or didn't get a respectable offer. And Eddie ain't got no fighter, so shit. Eddie needs something to jump. So it make a ton of sense. It make a ton of sense. So I like the matchup. I'll be interested into it. I don't really watch the zone that much unless they got something that piques my interest. This actually would pique my interest. And that Berlanka fight was fire too versus who he just fight? Kid from Ireland. Jason Quigg or something like that. Jason Quigley. That shit was a fire fight. New York City was on fire that night. That shit was fire. They was in there thumping. That was better than that Showtime card. I think J-Rock was the main event versus Diamonds. That shit was cracked. A lot of people didn't watch that DAZN Berlanka fight, but that shit was cracked. That shit was cracked. That shit was cracked. That shit was cracked. I can't even lie. That shit was cracked. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's a good one. And Blair got to win this fight and hopefully get a contract somewhere else. But when he spoke out against Virgil Ortiz, I don't think Golden Boy was too happy about that. But, you know, I tell y'all this, man. I just told y'all how hard it is for a brother in the U.S. But it's even harder for a brother in the U.S. who speak their mind. It's instantly shut down. Who say what's on their mind. It's the most dangerous thing in this world, more dangerous than a gun with bullets. It's a brother who speak their mind and they know what they talking about. That's a fear. And Blair talked that shit and he speak his mind. But fans instantly gonna say, well, you know, Blair garbage, he lost to Rocha. Rocha a solid fighter, but Rocha beat you too. So y'all speaking about who trash, Blair Cobb will beat you too. You know? So he beat you too, so it is what it is. But yeah, I like the matchup. I don't know how true it is. The Boxing Boys, they solid though. Solid sources. It's a real business. They done built it up, moved out to Vegas. Shout out to Danny. I seen him in the D. He was cool as hell. Let me get in a couple of his interviews. Hope he wasn't offended though. I asked. I'll make sure it was cool. He's a solid dude, bro. Shout out to Danny. He said he's from Chicago too, so shout out to them. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Hit the link tree, you can find me everywhere there. Peace.